Hi guys, welcome back to Crafty Quilting Designs. I hope you're well and having a really great day wherever you are in the world. Alright guys, so Christmas is slowly approaching and we're coming up to the end of September. So I think it's a really good time for us to start a Christmas sew-along. So I'd love if you can join me. Every Friday I will put up the block of the week so that we can be making the Christmas quilt together. All right, I think it's a really great idea and I would like you to give it to yourself because I'm going to give it to myself. It's going to be my Christmas quilt. I made one last year and I loved it, and so I want to make another one, a bigger one. So I'm planning to make a really huge Christmas quilt for our bed. So it's going to be a really exciting project. I cannot wait to see the outcome, and I promise you we will finish it in time for Christmas. Okay, so each week I will tell you how many blocks to make. Okay, so this week, for example, we're going to be making this Christmas tree block. Okay, and I am not going to make it very fussful, i.e. I'm going to make it very simple because I know I have a lot of beginners quilters and I want everybody to be involved. Okay, so every week I will show you the block or teach you how to make the block, and then I will tell you the number of blocks is required. So for this particular one we will be making 4 blocks for the first block 1, which is what this is. All right, so you'll need to get 4 different types of Christmas fabric, and in the video I will show you how to layer them and cut them and stitch it together. So join me in our first Christmas quilt along, and I cannot wait to see what we all actually make. Okay, so let me take you through now and how to make the first Christmas block, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now guys, and happy quilting. Alright guys, so let's make this first Christmas block. Now this is block number 1, and I have here already 4 Christmas fabrics together. Okay, now we're going to be making 4 blocks, and I have a doggy one there, a Christmas doggy one, snowman, just an ordinary Christmas red with some gold lines in it. I think it's got a holly shape in it, and some Christmas trees. Now I have folded my fabric in half. The size of this is 10.5. all right, so it's a 10.5 inch square. I have folded in half and given myself a crease line, and I can see it there. You may not be able to see it, but I can see it there because it's quite faint. Now I have this triangular template here that I use every so often. Okay, so it's perfect for this particular task. Now I'm going to put a point of it on the middle point there of my block, and I'm going to bring it right down to the end. Now I know you do not have this particular template because it's something I use on a regular basis for when I'm teaching, and all you need to do, because this measures 1 inch away from both of the edges there, so all you need to do is find your middle point, measure 1 inch away, get a pen and just mark it. Okay, and then lay your ruler down from that point to the middle point there of your ruler, of your top, and simply just cut. That's it. So I'm going to make my first cut all the way up there. Okay, now to be honest I don't really need the triangle, but just because it's there I will demonstrate. So if you've got something like that, ideal. Okay, so that's my first cut there. All right, the next one, again it's 1 inch away there, and I'm just going to measure it so that I know definitely. I'm going to put that point there, and I'm going to cut. Okay, lovely. So all we need to do now, and don't need this anymore. I mean, if you want, I can put, if you require something like this, I can make a paper template of it and put it in the description box down below. So if you require one, just let me know and I'll do that for you and upload it. It's not a problem. But this way is quite easy. So what we're going to need to do now is just mix it up. So I'm just going to put this one at the bottom. Okay. So there you go. So this one is now going to be joined with the first one, and so all we're going to do, I'm going to put it to the side, all we're going to do is sew them together. like so, on the point there. Okay, so right to the point there, so 1/4 inch seam all the way down there. Okay, and then we will add on the other one. So let's go do that now, and I'll show you what the next step is. Okay guys, so just make sure that your tree is angled on there properly. We don't want it to be sticking out, so make sure the points meet up there. You can pin this if you so wish, but I'm not going to bother. And we're doing a 1/4 inch seam all the way down. Now this is a very quick, beautiful block, so okay, so that's on there. So you can see we've got a little bit of a fold in that point there, but that's perfectly fine. That's supposed to be like that. What you could do is simply just go back on the, well, not go back, but go to the iron and smoothen that out. But I'm just going to finger press it as much as I possibly can. Okay, and then take the other side. So make sure you put the left side on first, yeah, not the right side. So left side on first. And what we're going to do is line up the bottom down there to the point there, to that point. Okay, now even if it goes over, don't worry about it, because we are going to trim this. I'm going to turn it on this side so I can see the tree, and I can actually see my mark in there as well. So I'm just going to put it right on that mark there, and again 1/4 inch seam all the way down. And as usual, I like to anchor it so I know it doesn't go anywhere. Now just be careful, try not to stretch your fabric. Okay, and just line it up. You don't want your Christmas tree to be wonky. Keep a nice 1/4 inch seam. And I can just feel my fabric moving there, so right, so I'm going to have to unpick that. Typical that it moved, so very likely it's a good idea to actually pin it. I wonder if I can budge it. No, I have to unpick that little bit there, so I'm going to, right, so just, it's not much to unpick, it's just a little bit at the end where it actually moved. So I mean, I could just try and force it, but it will give a pucker there, and I don't want that to happen. So it's just a small quantity. There you go. Right. Let's put that back in order now. Much better. Now what I wanted to tell you is you're going to have that extra bit sticking out there. Okay, so don't worry about that, because we are going to trim it off. So again, continue, put it in seam all the way down. Oh, lovely. Problem solved. No need to stress. Alright, so that is our Christmas tree there. So all we got to do now is square up our block and give it some tree stump, and then let's go do that now. Okay, so to do the base, it is very easy. Now I have already just put a nice warm iron on the block after stitching it together. We still need to trim it up. Okay, as it is right now without being trimmed, so our unfinished size is 9.5. So remember we started with a 10.5-inch block, so it's 9.5. Yep, 9.5 in width by 10, okay, in height. All right, so the next bit is to do the base. So I have a 1.5-inch strip here by 3 inches, and I also have 9 inches in length by 3 inches. Now if you're using directional fabric like I have, because my Christmas trees, which is what they are, is line up in the upright position, you just need to remember to cut your fabrics in that particular way. So I'm just going to cut this in half. I'm just going to finger press it so that it's nice and easy. I'm just going to use my ruler there, and it refuses to open. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it along where I've creased it, and all I'm going to do now is just sew the bottom base on each side. So it's going to be like that and like that, and the tree is going to sit on it like that. All right, so I'm going to stitch these two together, or I should say these three together, then stitch it front sides together, and then the tree will be completed. Okay, so let's go do that now. Okay, I'm just making sure it's all measured nicely in reference to the length, and again 1/4-inch seam. Let's hope nothing moves this time and I don't have to unpick. Let's put that pivot foot up so it's lovely and easy. Right, the next side goes on now. Again, front sides together, line it up beautifully there. I cannot wait for Christmas, guys. I am a Christmas girl, I tell you. My birthday is in January, so I always say my poor mum had to go through Christmas pregnant. Oh my God, and heavily pregnant as well. So, poor thing. I always, every year I think about that. Alright, so that looks excellent. So I'm just going to finger press so it's nice and flat, and I'm just going to, now to center this, I would put it edge to edge. Give it a nice center so that I know that my base is going to be centered properly. You can do the same for this one as well. Center it so that everything lines up. Again, you can pin, probably is wise to pin to avoid the problem I had a moment ago. But hopefully I can get this one right without any mishaps. So center there, line that up. I'm not worried about those bits there because that's going to be hidden, those extra bits that's sticking out there. I'm not worried about that. So I'm just going to do my 1/4-inch seam very slowly. I'm just going to get that bit up, push that under, hold the ends. All the way down. And this is in a very awkward position here, so lovely. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. I can see my 1/4-inch slightly off there, but I'm just going to go back over it because I want it to be level. It's not going to cause a major deal, but I just want it to be level. Perfecto. Lovely. Okay, look at that. Don't she look a beauty? So let's go trim this up now and see what it looks like. Alright guys, so this is our block. I've given it a good little press. I'll just move those ones out of the way. And this is our block. So it's very much a rectangular block. So I'm just going to square it down and make sure it's nice and level. So I'm not trimming it to any size. I'm just taking off all the rough edges and making sure it's squared up nicely because I want to keep more or less the size of it. So I'm just going to use my longer ruler that way. And as I'm using the board, the cutting mat, I keep saying board, I'm using the cutting mat to help me as well get nice straight lines. And all the way down. And this side as well. Now the important things to remember here is to give yourself your inch on each side, because remember these blocks are going to be joined with other blocks, so we need to have room for our seam allowance there when we're joining blocks. So don't put it too close to the end. Very, very important. And try not to trim too much off. I mean, it's a relatively easy block to make, so let's try not to make it any more difficult for yourself. Now I'm going to decide on how high or how tall I want this. So let's measure it. So it is now 13 inches. So I'm going to take an inch off at the top. Alright, so I'll just get my ruler and line up an inch and cut. In fact, I'm going to put it on this side. So 1 inch and cut. And again, I'm using the lines to give me a lovely straight line there. And I'm using the points here because there's a bow here, which you will get when you actually make yours. But I'm using the points there and the points there to line up to ensure that it's nice and straight. So I'm using that and I'm going to cut 1 inch off. I don't want to go any lower because again, the blocks have to be folded over in order to join to other blocks. Lovely, I'm happy with that. Lovely and straight. Excellent. So our block size, let's measure it now, is 12 by 9.5. Okay, so that is our block size. Absolutely beautiful. So you need to make 4 in total. So I'll put that one aside. Also, if you're not happy with just moving one down like I did, you can move it around. So obviously the next set will be the other ones that come. So the red will now go with the green. Okay, and with these particular two here, I am not sure I am happy with it. It looks okay, but I prefer to mix it up. So I prefer to do the green here. On this one. Mind you, it doesn't look bad, you know, with the doggy print on the tree. I think I'm going to leave it with the doggy print on the tree. I kind of like that with the doggy print on the tree. That looks fantastic. Absolutely love that. So that's my next block. And this is my other block here. So I'm going to stitch them together in the exact same way and then have the doggy with the Christmas snowman there. So it's Christmas doggies. And there you go. I'll move this one aside. So we need 4 Christmas trees together to make our quilt. Well, the start of our quilt anyway. I am so loving the doggy one. It's so cute. Look at it. Ah, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so I'll repeat the sizes, guys. So for the base, you need 9 inches in width as well as 3 inches tall, and you need 1.5 for the stump and 3 inches tall. Okay, and then you can make your blocks. Now remember, we started with a 10.5 inch and our finished size is 12 by 9. Okay, so there you go. So please get started. I'm so excited. Christmas is coming, and hey, we are gonna have our Christmas sew along. Exciting stuff coming up. So don't forget to tune in every week, guys, to know what the next block is, and I will have it ready for you every Friday. So every Friday you will have your new Christmas block. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course hit that notification bell and share the video. Okay, bye for now, guys, and happy quilting.